So after Aleister Black defeated Velveteen Dream on NXT Takeover WarGames, which I thought was a simply amazing match between the two men. I thought it was the best match of the entire weekend. I also went to House of Hardcore show, which is a independent show based in Philadelphia. That's basically ran by Tommy Dreamer, and I've seen a lot of great matches this week. I went to that on Friday, then NXT on Saturday, and then Survivor Series on Sunday. So I had wrestling the entire week. I thought this was the best match of the entire weekend. And after the match, I was left sitting there wondering, like, wow, where did they go with Aleister Black after this? Now I know Aleister Black has not been on NXT for that long. I think he's only been there since April. I think he's faced Cassius Ohno. He's faced Hideo Itami. He's faced Durande Cien Almas. And he's faced Velveteen Dream. And now I'm like, okay, so he's beaten all these guys. Where do you go with him? I mean, of course he hasn't faced like any NXT champions yet. Or there's no mid-card championship in NXT, which I'm always off and on about because it's like, okay, well, you can always do a mid-card championship in NXT. Or you don't even have to be mid-card. Just have like a secondary championship. And people used to say, oh, you call it the Dream title. Well, now there being a Velveteen Dream character, you can't really call it that anymore. But, just introduce a mid-card championship and have like the NXT guys who they're just floating by. Because that's the thing about NXT is like they build up like mostly all their characters. But the only thing about having one championship is that a lot of the time, guys kind of just float by on the roster or are just there because there's nothing else for them to do except for feud over like, basic stuff. Now, I'm not saying that Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black's feud was over something basic. I mean, it kind of was a basic feud, but through the motions of everything that played out and how well they were able to storytell, it turned into a really great feud. And I'm kind of sad that Aleister Black said Velveteen Dreams. I'm only doing this in one take. Velveteen Dreams' name, like after the match, I was kind of upset because I was like hoping they would drag this out until NXT Takeover Philadelphia because I went to see that match live. But he said his name, so the feud's pretty much over. There's really no reason to visit back to the feud unless they want to do some type of thing where Velveteen Dream is like, you said my name, but now I want more. I want to be your partner. And then it become that, reluctant tag team partners thing, and they go off the NXT Tag Team Championships. I could totally see them doing that. And I would like to see that. That'd be nice. But I think the best route for them to go with the Aleister Black character right now is have him go for the NXT Championship. With Drew McIntyre possibly being injured, that kind of delays the whole Undisputed Era versus Drew McIntyre thing they were building up to at WrestleMania weekend, basically. Drew McIntyre's out. And with that being said, Durande Cien Almas is in. Now, they could just do a Durande versus Adam Cole. But, they haven't been building to that. Now, I'm not saying they don't have time to build to it. But I think if you want to bridge time between that, because obviously, a takeover, if the champion loses, they usually get a championship rematch at the next takeover. So, obviously, they were going to do Drew McIntyre versus the Durande Cien Almas at NXT Takeover Philadelphia. But with Drew being hurt, they can't do the rematch. So Durande would need a new opponent. And I think that opponent should be Aleister Black. I know we've seen Aleister Black versus Durande Cien Almas already. I think that was Aleister Black's debut match. I think that we should see Aleister Black versus Durande Cien Almas for the NXT Championship at NXT Takeover Philadelphia. And I think if they want to hold off on the Adam Cole title win at WrestleMania and do it a little bit later and, do it when Drew McIntyre is champion, then you could possibly do that at WrestleMania. Now, the question is, do you put the title on Aleister Black? Now, I would be full on to put it on Aleister Black if they don't want to put the title on Adam Cole just yet because Drew McIntyre is hurt and they still want to continue that storyline. And if they don't want to put the title on Adam Cole until Drew McIntyre comes back, I am totally full on for Aleister Black winning that title. If he's going to win the title, then do it at WrestleMania because I don't think it would be wise to have two NXT Championship changes on two back-to-back takeovers. So I think the best, actually 3 back-to-back takeovers, because Brooklyn, WarGames, that'd be 3 back-to-back takeovers. We saw title changes. So I think if, like I said, I'm going to say only one more time. I don't want to keep on repeating myself. But if they want to hold off on the Adam Cole title change because Drew McIntyre's hurt and they want to do that, then yeah, do the WrestleMania and have Aleister Black win the championship. But if they do still want to do Adam Cole winning the championship WrestleMania, which I think they're building up to, then I think the best bet might be to do that match at the Royal Rumble. And I think maybe do a DQ finish just to keep Aleister Black strong and not pin. Like, maybe have the Undisputed Era run in on the match and attack Aleister Black first, and then attack Durande Cien Almas, and they attack everybody, and that builds up to Adam Cole versus Durande at NXT TakeOver New Orleans or Louisiana or whatever it's gonna be called. But you get my point. Basically, cause a DQ finish. Aleister Black wins the match by DQ, so he's still undefeated, and he'd be still undefeated if they attack him first. So technically, he doesn't win the title, but he wins the match. He's still undefeated. He could go on, feud with whoever, and maybe after WrestleMania, they bring him up to the main roster. Please put him on SmackDown. And yeah, I think the next thing for Aleister Black should be the NXT Championship. Now, whether he wins it or not, totally up to them. But I like to see him go for the championship very soon.